Silence as a superpower in a world of constant noise. Hi there. When was the last time you sat in complete silence? Not with background music, not with the TV humming, not while scrolling your phone, just silence. Alone with yourself and your thoughts. If you can't remember, you're not alone. We live in a world where noise is the norm and silence feels like a luxury. But today, I want to show you why silence can become your greatest superpower. A world where noise never stops. Let's be honest. From the moment we wake up, we're surrounded by sound. Alarms, news, notifications, podcasts on the way to work, music in cafes, phone calls, meetings, TV shows in the evening. Even when falling asleep, many of us play white noise or soothing sounds. Our brains are constantly processing auditory input. Studies show that the average city dweller hears around 40,000 sounds per day. Just imagine the pressure this puts on the nervous system. We've become so used to constant sound that silence feels awkward, even scary. But that discomfort is actually a sign our mind needs a break. Why silence is a superpower. In a world where everyone is shouting, the one who knows how to listen to silence gains a true advantage. Why? Clarity of thought. When the external noise fades, we can finally hear our own thoughts. Not the scattered fragments between notifications, but the deep, important reflections. Better decisions. Some of the best ideas come in silence, not in the noise. Many great discoveries happened in moments of quiet. Emotional stability. Silence helps us truly feel our emotions, without drowning them in entertainment or information. Just 5 minutes a day. You don't need to book a spa retreat or find the perfect meditation spot. Just 5 minutes of real silence a day is enough. That's less than the time it takes to watch a TikTok video. But it must be true silence. No news, no notifications, no other voices. Just you and silence. Pause for reflection. How many minutes a day do you actually spend in silence? Try to count honestly. What happens in the brain during silence? When we're in silence, a brain network called the default mode network becomes active. This is when the brain turns inward, not focused on the outside world. In this state, the brain processes and integrates information from the day, strengthens important memories, forms new neural connections, replenishes mental resources. Research shows that even 2 hours of silence per day can stimulate the growth of new brain cells in the hippocampus, the area responsible for memory and learning. Silence isn't emptiness. Many people fear silence because they associate it with emptiness, boredom, or absence of life. But silence isn't emptiness, it's space. Imagine a room packed wall to wall with furniture. There's no space to move, breathe, or think. Now imagine a room with only a few meaningful items. Spacious, calm, full of light. That's what silence is. A space where your inner life can finally unfold. A space to hear yourself. In constant noise, we lose connection with ourselves. We know what everyone else thinks. Influencers, experts, friends on social media. But we forget what we think. Silence brings us back to ourselves. It allows us to hear our true desires, not the ones imposed by society, our fears and worries, so we can actually address them, our dreams, buried beneath everyday distractions, our intuition, which often holds the right answer. Personal story. There was a time in my life when I was genuinely afraid of silence. As soon as it got quiet, I would turn on music, podcast, or call someone. I was convinced that if I sat in silence, I'd hear something scary or unpleasant. And I was right. In silence, I did hear my fears, doubts, and pain. But I also heard something else. My inner wisdom, my strength, my ability to cope. Now I have a daily ritual. Every morning, I sit with a cup of coffee in complete silence for 10 minutes. It's my anchor, my way of tuning into the day. And it's the moment when I hear myself most clearly. Practical ways to find silence. Morning silence. Wake up 5 minutes earlier and sit quietly before starting your day. Avoid grabbing your phone first thing. Silence during your commute. Skip the music or podcast. Just sit with yourself. Pause between tasks. Take 2 to 3 minutes of silence between work blocks instead of checking social media. Evening silence. Before bed, turn off all devices and sit in silence to reflect on your day. Nature silence. If possible, go to a park or forest and listen to natural sounds without distraction. How to deal with the discomfort of silence. If silence makes you anxious, that's okay. Here are some tips. Start small. Even 30 seconds of silence is better than nothing. Slowly build up. Don't fight your thoughts. If thoughts arise, don't suppress them. Just observe and let them go. Focus on breathing. If the silence feels overwhelming, direct your attention to your breath. Remember the goal. You're not trying to clear your mind. You're creating space to actually hear yourself. Silence and creativity. All great creators knew the power of silence. Composers use pauses to give music its emotion. Painters leave empty space on the canvas. Writers know that what's unsaid can be more powerful than what's written. The best ideas are often born in silence. Not during a brainstorm or in a noisy cafe, but in calm, quiet contemplation. Digital silence. Today, silence isn't just about sound. It's also about digital noise. Constant notifications, endless news feeds, intrusive ads. It's all noise. Digital silence means turning off notifications for a while, avoiding aimless scrolling, choosing meaningful content over junk, setting boundaries with technology to protect your inner world. Conclusion: silence is not a luxury. It's a necessity. In a world where everyone is shouting, the ability to listen to silence truly becomes a superpower. These 5 minutes a day are an investment in yourself. They're a chance to hear your inner voice, to understand what you really need, and to find answers you won't hear in the noise. Silence is not emptiness. It's the space where your wisdom, your intuition, and your true self live. And in that space, you'll find what can never be found in noise. Give yourself that gift. Start with just 5 minutes today. Turn off all sound. Set your phone aside and just sit in silence. Listen to what your heart has to say. If this message resonated with you, it might help someone else too. Share it with those who are tired of constant noise. And in the comments, tell us, does silence come easy for you? Or is it still a challenge? Let's support each other on this important journey inward. And remember, if silence brings up deeply painful thoughts or emotions that interfere with life, don't be afraid to reach out to a mental health professional. Silence should heal, not hurt.